Right now, Hurricane Bill is on the move, and Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket are under tropical storm warnings.
That's right, but Bill is making waves up and down the entire East Coast from Florida all the way up to Maine. And the warnings couldn't be more ominous or clear. Swimmers, boaters, fishermen, stay out of the water this weekend.
Our meteorologist Jeff Morrow is joining us live from Cape Cod, Massachusetts this morning. Jeff?
Yeah, the beaches are closed here, not only to the swimmers, but the surfers as well. High surf advisories in effect, tropical storm warnings. We'll give you a complete update here from Nauset Beach in just a moment.
Plus, we could see flooding like this from Philadelphia to New York City as the Northeast suffers through a nasty rain-soaked weekend. How much to expect and how this mess plays into Bill next. Well, good Saturday morning and welcome into Weekend View. I'm Kelly Cass.
And I'm Betty Davis. It is all about Bill, Bill, Bill. A lot of you right now probably want to kill Bill because it's going to spoil a lot of beach weekends for millions of you out there, one way or another.
That's right, but it's a front that's moving by the Northeast, and that's causing us a lot of rain, but the huge waves, they are also a big story. It's going to be potentially deadly rip currents, too. We've already had a lot of rescues going on yesterday.
We do have live team coverage here covering what is happening with our Hurricane Bill. Storm tracker Jim Cantore will join us live this morning from Bermuda. And our meteorologist Jeff Morrow live from Cape Cod. And Jones Beach, New York, meteorologist Mike Seidel. He'll be joining us live talking about the impacts there.
All right, we certainly have you covered here on the Weather Channel. Let's take a look at Cape Cod, Massachusetts. This is a live look at the wave action. And of course, this is where Jeff Morrow is located. He is monitoring the conditions here. And as we just mentioned, the National Hurricane Center has just issued tropical storm warnings in effect for parts of Cape Cod, including Martha's Vineyard, as well as Nantucket. So that means conditions are going to be pretty rough, needless to say, throughout our weekend.
We've got a huge flash flood threat, by the way, for the big cities here in the Northeast. Really more due to a front stalled across that region. Rain ongoing. Look at these gray skies now hovering above New York City. Empire State Building, you can barely make that out, and we could be in this rain for a little while. We'll have a lot more on the soggy setup for New York City and beyond thanks to our front. But now let's get more details on what's happening with our Hurricane Bill. Still a formidable force. Kelly?
It is, and Betty, thankfully it has been weakening. It's not looking as organized as it did, say, a couple of days ago when it was a Category 4 storm. But you know, when it was a Category 4 storm with winds of 125 miles an hour, it really generated some big waves out ahead of it. And as you can see, we don't really have a very well-defined eye anymore. It's a little obscured now by the cloud cover, but we still have a huge system on our hands here. There's the island of Bermuda, by the way. The winds right now 105 miles per hour, so that does make it a Category 2 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale, and you can see where the Outer Banks of North Carolina are. Bill now starting to make that turn more toward the north. It was moving northwest for a while, but as predicted, the forecast model is really getting a good hold of this one. It is moving away from the East Coast, or is expected to move away from the East Coast as we go throughout the day today. So here's our projected path, by the way, moving more toward the north and then really accelerating in time as it moves out toward the Canadian Maritimes by early tomorrow morning. But we still could have a landfalling hurricane or a strong tropical storm by that time. Jeff Morrow joining us live now from Cape Cod. Jeff, have you seen much in the way of wave action there yet?
Oh yeah, Kelly, the waves are definitely coming up here. The surfers are very excited about it, but officially the beaches are closed here all along Cape Cod, and that includes here at Nauset Beach, where some surfers are actually starting to go out. They're just so excited right now that they say, you know, this is like maybe once a summer or once a season thing, and they want to go out and experience it. So some of them have actually hit the water here, but as far as any regular swimmers, no. These beaches are all closed at this point. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and take a look at that swath of where Bill's going to go, because it is going to stay offshore as far as the center of the circulation, but obviously that doesn't mean we're not going to be impacted. We are going to get some stronger winds by tomorrow morning. That's why the tropical storm warnings are up here for late tonight and tomorrow morning. But it's the wave heights that most people are perhaps concerned about. There's going to be a lot of water rise on the beach here. Last night we had some waters coming all the way up to the dune line, and I think that'll happen again today at high tide. Right now, offshore of Long Island and offshore of Cape Cod and Nantucket, the buoys are measuring wave heights of 8 to 12 feet. Those will double as the hurricane gets closer late today, tonight, and on into tomorrow. So the wave action here is only going to get worse. So there's no surprise at all that there are high surf advisories up and down the East Coast, and a lot of beaches are closed from Long Island right on up here along the beaches of Massachusetts. The best advice here is stay out of the water. Some of these surfers are going in, but you better be an expert swimmer if you're thinking about going out in the water. Kelly?
All right, Jeff, thanks very much for that live report. We'll talk with you a little bit more later on. But right now, let's talk about the flood threat that we've also got going on, especially around New York City, Betty.
We've got a front on